Lightroom's August update is here, and there are 2 new features added. One of them I can see myself using a lot. The other one, not so much. So without giving anything away, let's open up Lightroom and check it out. In case you missed the memo, the major addition in this update is the addition of Generative Expand right inside Lightroom. So before, this is something you would have to send your image over to Photoshop, do it there, send it back kind of thing. And now you can skip all that. It's built in right here into Lightroom, which I think is a welcome addition, simply for, workflow. It's not a tool I'm going to use a whole lot, but I do think that it has its use cases, and I'll talk about that in a second. My experience so far has been a little bit mixed in terms of the results I'm getting. But I've got this image up here of me taking a photo in Banff here at Lake Louise. So first things first, we're going to hit the C for crop tool. Next thing is we're going to go over to enable expand. Now you get this gray grid here, and this is basically showing you where you can expand your image to. You can do it a couple different ways. You can just kind of click and drag and expand your image that way. Or you can actually go over to your aspect ratios here and choose one of these. So for this use case, I'm thinking I want to change this to a 4:5 so that it fits Instagram a bit better. So I'll do that, and then I'm going to hit generate. And I'll let it do its thing here and see how it goes. It does it pretty quick, honestly, so it's not a whole lot of waiting around, which is nice. All right, so it is done, and we have 3 variations like you do when you use generative tools. That one to me looks the best. Yeah, I'd say 2 or 3 looks pretty good. Let's go with 3. So I would be more than happy to share that on Instagram now using this method. Obviously, generative tools, generative AI is going to ruffle a lot of feathers, and I'm sure people will leave comments below. But again, I do think that there is practical use cases for this type of thing. As photographers, I think what I just showed you is an okay use. And then also, let's say you're doing some portraits and you didn't leave enough headroom and you just want to expand the top of the image to give yourself more headroom. Let's say the person wants to frame the photo and you just want to give yourself that extra room. I think it's good for that kind of thing. What it's not good for is trying to take a vertical image such as this and trying to turn it into a horizontal image, okay? So let's take a look at that. I'm going to flip this here using that tool. I'm going to drag the top, drag the bottom, and we're going to generate again. So we'll wait and see what it cooks up. Like I mentioned, my results have been very mixed, more so on the not so good side of things. I've got some wonky results, and I don't know if it's because it's brand new or what, but that doesn't look terrible. But if you look up in the top right, it's adding something weird. It looks like some kind of like alien ship, or I don't know. Weird hallucinations. That looks terrible. I don't know what it's doing here again. And yeah, you've got, I don't know, like it added a tree line that's up like on its side over here. Very weird stuff. So definitely not my recommendation to use this for that sort of thing. I do not think that it's any good. Obviously, you can try for yourself and see. But chances are, if you took a vertical photo and you want to turn it into a horizontal, you might just be out of luck. You should have took both. But yeah, so that's that. The next thing, I'm going to cancel this and disable, go back to our original image. So the next thing that they did with this update is the masking tool. So as you can see with our subject mask there, we also have two new sliders here for feathering and edge. So if I click on this, if I enhance the feathering, let's zoom in a bit here so you can get a better understanding of what it's doing. The more you push the feather, you can see it's starting to expand outside of my selection a bit more, and you want to definitely bring that back in. So you can even see the effects that it's having by doing that. We'll keep that inside, but it is nice to have this option. You can also now adjust the edge, so you can kind of bring it in further negative for your selection. As you can see there, like around my elbow and stuff, it's bringing that selection in off the edges. Or you can go the opposite way and push it out a bit more. So it's just nice, like the one-click subject mask does a pretty darn good job, but it's not always perfect. So being able to finesse it and have total control over it with the feathering and edge tool, I think it's a wonderful, wonderful addition, just when it doesn't totally nail it. And to me, this is something that probably should have been here all along. I don't know why it took so long to get something what I think is rather simple and something we should have had control over, but very nice to see. And yeah, it's helpful. It just, you want to nail your masks, and masking is a very important part of your edits. So that's pretty much all I got. There is some, stability improvements, speed improvements. That's kind of boring stuff, but good nonetheless. The main two were the Generative Expand and the new subject masking additions as well. So let me know what you think in the comments below. Is this something you're going to use? How do you feel about Generative Expand? I want to hear it all. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you like me, maybe hit subscribe, and I'll be back with lots more content. Thank you. Peace.